Welcome to the San Francisco Veg Society, Veganism on the West Coast. Today, we would like to introduce you to Ms. Christy Griffin, President of the San Francisco Veg Society. She is a passionate champion for a better world and tirelessly advocates for the loving plant-based way of life. Like many who keep a vegan lifestyle today, Christy discovered her compassionate nature through a deep love of animals early in life.
I have been an animal rights activist for 29 years, almost 30 years. And what first got me interested in working to support veganism and improve the lives of animals around the world is because I'm a very compassionate person. And I saw this as a way that I can make the world a better place. So I've been working with animals in animal rescue scenarios since I was a small child. And then I became a vegetarian when I was 16. And 12 years later, I became a vegan. So I've been vegan for 17 years now.
Let's find out what some of her goals are as president of the San Francisco Veg Society, which was founded in 1968 and celebrates its 52nd anniversary in 2020.
My objective is to be out in the community more often than we ever have been before. We really want to take every opportunity that we can to reach out to the public in the Bay Area and talk to them about the many benefits of the vegan diet. It's very important that we get as many people on board with plant-based eating as we possibly can. Not only because it's important for the environment and important for our health, but it's also important for the animals, and it's important for social justice reasons as well, because some of the most exploited people in the world work in the animal agriculture industry, either on the farms themselves or in slaughterhouses or in packing plants.
Christy tells us of some of the many different types of approaches the Veg Society takes to promote the vegan lifestyle in the greater San Francisco area.
We have outreach tables at various community events like Earth Day and San Francisco Pride. This year we actually participated in the Pride Parade, and we gave out over 5,000 pieces of information on going vegan. And we host film screenings as well that are focusing on animal rights issues as well as vegan issues. And then we also host presentations. So a good example of one is a plant-based diversity wellness event that we did in the Google community space earlier this year, because we do believe that it's really important to not only get people on board with a plant-based diet for all the many benefits of that, but also to include intersectionality in all of the work that we do. In fact, this year is our most diverse group of vendors and presenters that the Veg Society has ever had at one of our World Veg Fests, and we're really proud of that.
The 20th Annual World Veg Festival took place on October 26, 2019 at the beautiful Golden Gate Park in San Francisco, and among many other attractions, offered panel discussions on issues related to a veg life. How does a program for the World Veg Festival come together, and were there any topics particularly close to Christy's heart?
A lot of times those come from the presenters themselves. A few of the panel ideas, two of them actually came from our diversity coordinator, Alex Tipp. And then the vegan dogs panel came from me because I'm a proud dog mom of 2 vegan dogs. We're super excited to also have the panel on the youth climate strike. So we have representatives from the Sunshine Movement and Youth versus Apocalypse this year. And we love that young people are getting involved in this important movement. I think it's incredibly important for all of the different groups to collaborate and work together, and especially if we're all talking about the same message. If we're all talking about making the world a more compassionate place, the easiest way to do that is to work with other organizations who are like-minded.
Compared to when she first went vegan 17 years ago, Christy has noticed a considerable difference in the vegan population.
It's kind of interesting. When I first went vegan, we were considered to be only less than 1% of the population. And the latest studies show that we're almost 2% of the population. I do see a lot of young people moving towards veganism. There wasn't a lot of talk about veganism in mainstream media or anything like that. That's changed a lot. And there are a lot of celebrities, particularly young celebrities, that are choosing to go with a vegan diet. And I think that's really helping to get the message to young folks. And that's why we're seeing so many younger vegans every day. And those younger vegans are then changing their parents' mind, which is kind of amazing. I think a lot of the young people are choosing a vegan diet for environmental reasons, but also for animal rights reasons. Those seem to be the two big ones that I hear young people talking about. When it's older people choosing to go vegan, I tend to find that those are the folks who are doing it more for health reasons.
Right, viewers, we'll be right back after this meaningful message. Please stay tuned to Supreme Master Television. Welcome back, wondrous viewers. With a vision to help make San Francisco the vegan capital of the West Coast, Christy shares some exciting changes currently taking place in the state of California, which will have an enormous life-saving impact on animals and humans alike.
This year, we have had more legislation drafted and passed that protects animals than ever before in California's history, and I think that shows a huge shift in the way that not only the people of California think, but also our governmental agencies are finally seeing how important it is to care about these issues, not only for animal reasons, but also because we really are destroying our environment. We really need to step in and make a change before it's too late. A huge one that I was so excited about was AB 44, and that was the fur ban. California recently became the first state in the United States of America to ban fur, to ban the sales of new fur. We also have put forth legislation that's going to require vegan options to be present in large facilities like hospitals, schools, public entertainment venues like stadiums and that kind of thing. You have to have at least one plant-based option because more vegans are out there, because even people who aren't vegan are choosing plant-based options for their health and for the environment. California also recently became the first state to ban bobcat trapping, so that's a big step in the right direction too, because once we start working on banning trapping, then we can start talking about hunting issues, we can start talking about fishing issues. It's a good way to kind of get your foot in the door and start talking about the rights for all animals and not just a select few, because at the end of the day, what we really want to do is make everybody understand that every single being on earth has the right to live their own life, free from any influence from humans. And another thing that California has recently done, and other states are doing as well, is cracking down on circuses, down on animals in entertainment. Finally, the governments of the world are starting to take notice and starting to ban animal acts, whether they be in circuses or at casinos or even on television. So we're really making great strides. It sometimes doesn't feel that way when you're actually slugging through day to day, but when you take a step back and you look around and you see how much has changed, especially in the last few years, it really makes it worth it. And the changes are coming fast. As somebody who's been doing this for almost 30 years, I can tell you the change that we've seen in just the last few years is remarkable. It's remarkable.
We asked Christy what other vegan laws she'd like to see implemented.
People are starving, not just around the world, but right here in America. And if we weren't subsidizing the animal agriculture industry, we could easily feed all of the hungry people in the United States. Well, for starters, if you wanted to subsidize a kind of food, why don't we subsidize vegan food? Because that food is actually healthy for you. Or better yet, just get the subsidies out of agriculture entirely and let them be affected by the cause and demand, the ebb and flow, and the changing public opinions, because that right there is going to make vegan food much more affordable.
Finally, we asked Christy what message she'd like to share with our viewers that can help spread the message of veganism throughout the world.
So if this is something that you care about, definitely go and volunteer for your local veg society, because every community has a vegetarian society or a vegan society, and that's what we all can do. And San Francisco Veg Society just celebrated our 50th anniversary last year. So we're celebrating some major milestones right now, and with all these recent victories in the legislature as well, it shows that we're at a tipping point, and the tides are changing, and we're winning. We're winning, and it's the wave of the future, and I think people know that.
Supreme Master Ching gratefully presents the San Francisco Veg Society with a Shining World Compassion Award plus $15,000 loving contribution toward the noble work with God's immense love.
Supreme Master Ching is deeply grateful to the beloved God for all the financial help, comfort, and support to the afflicted and needy and/or any good cause over the years, as a humble vessel for Here's compassion and love toward Here's precious children.
To learn more about San Francisco Veg Society, please visit facebook.com/sfvegsociety.
Compassionate viewers, thank you for joining us today.